The Lord has really given me something to discuss with you because a lot of people right now are having so many circumstances that surround them. It's very difficult to hear God. The Lord told me that in this last generation, He was going to do something specific. I realize the Word says that young men shall see visions and old men dream dreams. But young men have dreamed dreams all throughout the Bible. The thing is, the Lord said that He's going to begin to give people dreams, and many of you have already begun to have them. Because so many things are coming against us until it's very difficult to hear God very crystal clear. And so what God is doing right now, He is flooding the body of Christ with dreams. Understand what I'm saying here. These dreams is probably one of the lower levels because dreams are very common to men. Everyone has dreams, whether you're saved or unsaved. So He's taken the very common thing and putting spirituality to them. And He's beginning to give many of you dreams. Now, in these dreams, the Bible says, in the last days, again, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your old men shall dream dreams, and young men shall see visions. But at the same time, these are waves of that gives information about what is on the mind of God. You see, within dreams, you have symbols, signs, and mysteries. And after you dream a dream, you can't interrupt it, so you got to play it all the way through. And so many times when we're just trying to pray to God or whatever, to hear from God, there's so many distractions or diversions that takes away our attention span. In a dream, you can't just get up and walk away. So God gets the opportunity to just pass something to you. In Job chapter 33, it says that God speaketh one, yea, twice. And it goes on down to say that He speaks in a way that it calls you when you're slumbering upon your bed in the nighttime. He will slip an instruction to you to sometimes give you warning. Sometimes these dreams are going to be warnings. They're going to be things about your future, things that will sometimes puzzle you. The thing about the dreams are, the purpose of them now is God's going to give you into a realm and a time or season of thinking spiritual things. You got to think about these symbols that you're seeing. Think about these signs that's in them and begin to ponder upon these mysteries. And when you begin to do that, you begin to think more and more spiritual. The moment I started and I mentioned dreams, many of you, it caught your attention because you've been already having these dreams and you dreaming like you never dreamt before. The Lord is really beginning to speak to you. Don't fight it. Don't be so puzzled about it. Just succumb to it and begin to say, Lord, give me the interpretation of these dreams. Now, you got to understand every dream that you have is not a revelation. But dreams that God gives are revelation that unveils certain things that you need to know, sometimes about your future, sometimes about something in your past that you need to be aware of, or an upcoming warning. One thing I want you to keep in mind as you begin to dream these dreams, I want you to think about certain things as to what you were thinking about when you had the dream, and always write your dream down. Because although you may remember aspects of it later on, but it's clear to you when you first have the dream. Write the dream down, because sometimes you will forget. As you begin to write these things down, don't wait until the next morning. Get up then and write the dream down. As you write these dreams down, begin to ponder it. If you know someone that is good at interpreting dreams, well, that's a good thing too. But I'm getting ready to open up an opportunity for many of you to sing your dreams in. Not now, but soon. I'm going to have people that I know have the ability to interpret along with myself to interpret certain dreams. Now, some of these dreams will not come back immediately to you. For reasons being, there's so many things that will come, and sometimes a dream can't be interpreted right away. You have to pray over that and then ask God for the clear word. Also, when you're dreaming these dreams, always think about what you're thinking about when you're dreaming the dream. In other words, make sure that when you see a symbol or sign in the dream, begin to remember what you were thinking when you saw that sign. As you begin to experience this, you begin to understand that God sometimes will speak directly to you, and you seek God in prayer for answer to those things, and God will give you answer for those dreams. You're going to notice that as these dreams begin to come, and you begin to understand and begin to think divine thinking and divine solutions, because God will begin to convey revelation to you. What you will find out is that the dreams will start getting less and less and less, because you begin to seek God. And as you begin to seek God, God will begin to speak into your spirit. And you begin to see things that God will have you see. Because the ultimate goal is for you to actually be able to hear God clearly. The Bible says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. And this is when He's unveiling revelation. it's very important that in these last days we begin to understand the patterns and the path God has for our personal lives. So you can't always get it just from a message from a preacher or whatever. You need sometime to understand that sometimes God is speaking directly into your environment, into your own personal world, the things that you need to know about God. So think on these things, and God will begin to bless you as you begin to dream. One of my main concerns is that the body of Christ begin to understand spiritual things. And in the process of this, many in the body, because of emotions, really get involved, and sometimes we miss it because we get emotional. These dreams are revelational. They are not to just appeal to your emotion. They're God's truths and revelations that He passes on to you. So you just can't go by an impression many times. You need to really be clear and precise on hearing the voice of God. And sometimes we're so spiritual until we know earthly good. So earthly until we know spiritual good. So now it's time for precision, and that God is exercising the body of Christ, exercising that ear so we can hear clearly and be distinct and be knowing exactly what the Word says. Because the Bible says in the last days, even the elect can be deceived, and the enemy is coming to us in so many ways of deception. God bless you, and until our next talk, I'll see you then.